OpenAI just gave Codex 4 capabilities. Claude Code does not have. Not features. Capabilities. If you live inside Claude Code, like me, this changes when you reach for which tool. Codex isn't a cursor clone anymore. It's running async work, steering itself mid task, and pushing toward goals you set hours ago. I went through the new Codex playbook and pulled the 4 moves that actually break the symmetry. Here's when each one wins, and where Claude Code still wins back. Capability 1: Steering. You interrupt an in flight Codex task with new direction without killing the run. Picture this: Codex is reviewing a web page in the side panel. You watch it work. You jump in mid task. Make this smaller. The spacing between these two elements is off. This copy is wrong. Codex absorbs the correction and keeps going. Claude Code lets you press escape, but escape ends the run. You lose context. You issue a fresh prompt. Steering is the difference between a co pilot you can talk to 80 the controls versus an agent you keep restarting from the gate. Capability 2: Queuing. Different from steering. Steering changes what Codex is doing now. Queuing changes what happens next. You don't interrupt the current task. You add the next one to the line. Like, once the work is done, send the preview link to the reviewer in Slack. Codex finishes the build, then runs the queued task. You're not waiting at the keyboard to type the follow up. Claude Code has no native queue. You wait for the current run to finish, then issue the next command yourself. Codex turns your roadmap into an actual pipeline. Capability 3: Thread automations. This one's the biggest, not just cron. Heartbeat style wake ups that return to the same thread with the same running context. The pinned thread example: a chief of staff. Every 30 minutes, check Slack and Gmail for unanswered messages that need attention. Help me prioritize. Draft replies but don't send. When you sit back down, the expensive part, gathering context, is done. You decide what gets sent. Or the feedback loop. A reviewer drops a Slack comment on an animation. The thread automation renders the new version, replies in the same thread, tags the reviewer. Claude Code has /schedule, but it starts fresh in a clean workspace. Codex returns to the live thread with the running brain. Capability 4: Goals. Long running tasks with a real finish line and a verifier that says whether you're getting closer. Weak goal: implement the plan in this markdown file. Strong goal: migrate this internal tool from Python to Rust. The finish line: the new implementation isn't done until the unit tests pass. That's the move. You define the outcome and the stopping condition and the signal. Useful verifiers: a test suite, a benchmark, a bug reproduction, a validation matrix, an end to end workflow that has to keep passing. Codex pushes toward the goal, checks the verifier, keeps going. Claude Code has subagents and tasks, but no looped verifier. You check the finish line yourself. Goals make ambition cacheable. So, when do you reach for which? Codex wins when work is long running and async. When the surface is a GUI, you need to annotate. When the schedule is a heartbeat returning to the same thread. When the task has a verifier that loops until it passes. When the artifact, deck, sheet, browser page has to sit beside the conversation. Claude Code Wins on terminal native speed, on the MCP ecosystem maturity, on hooks for deterministic policy, on the Claude.md hierarchy for layered memory, on parallel subagents you spawn yourself. The honest read: Codex is built for away from desk async work. Claude Code is built for 80 desk deep coding. Use both. Don't pick a religion. Match the tool to the job. Subscribe for the operator playbook. Hyperautomation labs. Comment Codex and I'll DM you the full Codex vs Claude Code decision tree, the 4 capabilities, the complete comparison matrix, and the exact workflows where each one wins. Free PDF. Just comment Codex.